Slow Restaurant Month is here this January. Let's show some love to our local eateries during their slow season. Restaurants across San Luis Obispo are stepping up with delicious menus and amazing deals. Don't miss your chance to taste the best of slow. Head to visitslow.com/restaurant month today.
You're Up and Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Is here.
Up and Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Thursday. Thank you so much for being Up and Adam, for connecting. My name is Adam Montiel. Appreciate you a lot. Look, there are songs. I love today's show. I'm super stoked on it. There's songs that we don't just listen to. We kind of return to them, like old rooms in the house of who we used to be. Today on the show, we're sitting with someone who believes those songs are not random at all. They're clues. DJ Hester Prynne. It's an internationally acclaimed DJ, a licensed therapist also, and the host of the iHeart podcast, Music is Therapy. Something we all know. A show that uses the songs you love to understand the life you're living. Isn't that cool? And the person you're becoming. From Beastie Boys to Tori Amos to mixtapes, grief playlists, and identity, real identity. This conversation goes places and does it fast. She was taught to mix vinyl by Questlove. Talk about a mentor, right? She's performed with Amy Schumer, Deepak Chopra. She's created a method that turns music really into a tool for emotional growth. But what happens when a song holds your pain in your body? What happens when you lose your entire music collection and then lose kind of the thought of who you were? Have to start all over. It's a great story. And what if like that track that you can't stop playing is trying to tell you something about your life right now? DJ Hester Prynne joins the show in just a few minutes. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Stick around for this one. Cannot wait. Now, we're wrapping up Restaurant Month. Now, wrapping up Restaurant Month. Just a few days left. Slow Restaurant Month. Got links in the show notes. Visit slow.com/restaurant month. The city has been giving $250 gift cards to participating restaurants all through the month. Many, many winners. We've called a handful here on the show. We're going to do another one right now. Every time you go into a participating restaurant, there is a little QR code. And all you got to do is scan that QR code, let them know where you're at, what you're doing, and where you would want to win $250 gift card to. It's that easy. And so you're literally winning a $250 gift card to the restaurant of your choice. Pretty cool. Also, there's a little drop-down menu when you hit that QR code in the restaurant. It says where you heard it. If you heard it on Up and Adam, let them know. The little drop-down menu, it says Up and Adam right there. We love our partnership with the city. And it has been getting text, DMs, these videos that we're doing with either Share Slow or the interviews that we're doing here. It's been incredible this month. And the stories behind the men and women of these spots, these mom and pop spots. It's really fascinating. Support local. We're going to tell you about Restaurant Month, get you all the deets in just a second. I want to go to the phone lines here. We're going to get here. And I had called Lizzie. She texted me back that she was volunteering. She'd call me back in a few. I just missed her. So I'm pretty sure she's going to pick up now.
Adam, it's Elizabeth. How's it going?
It's good. Hi, Lizzie. How are you?
Well, thanks. How are you?
Good. So the reason I was calling you was because of your participation in Slow Restaurant Month. So thanks for getting back to me. You volunteer for the animal shelter, Woods, or the Slow County one?
Slow County. I volunteer out there every Wednesday.
That's cool. What kind of stuff do you do?
I walk dogs. I do a lot of volunteering in the community. Actually, you and I met when I was putting on a prom for adults with developmental disabilities up in Atascadero back in gosh, 2019, when you were still on the radio.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I totally remember that because, Elizabeth Denny, like it sounded like a name, like I know that name. I don't know why, but we run into those all the time here. So, well, fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I just won Los Osos Citizen of the Year. So I was in the paper. So that could have been also why. I know that's been buzzing around a little bit too.
Lizzie, that's incredible. You're an incredible member of this community.
Thank you. I just love giving back, so I appreciate it.
Well, Los Osos is full of some really cool and sweet people. So to win Citizen of the Year there, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. There's definitely some amazing people out there. I'm very, very fortunate to have this award.
You visited some spots over the course of Slow Restaurant Month, which we still got a few days left. Are there any places that you're still maybe inching or wishing you could get out to?
There's so many new restaurants in Flow. So, I follow you on Instagram. So I think I love seeing all the local restaurants that you've been posting that I actually have never even heard of. So I need to go back and scroll and then see which ones I should check out. I know, right? Well, guess what? You won $250 because of doing Slow Restaurant Month. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
It certainly is. Where did you go eat? First of all, I'm curious, where did you go eat?
So I went out to Taste with one of my girlfriends.
Nice. I love that spot. It's right here in town.
It's so good.
Right near my house. What do you get when you go there?
I usually get either a duo or a trio. But this, when I went the other day, we got the cheese board appetizer, and then I got a bowl of their soup, and it was delicious. Yeah, love what they're up to. So you got a $250 gift card to Slow Ranch Market. Well done. Congrats. Oh, thank you. That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. This is big news. I'm very, very excited. It just made my day. I really appreciate it. Oh, and I think this is what when people talk about karma, they talk about it like it's retribution, and we always talk about bad karma. We never talk about good karma. But now I get to tell the Los Osos Citizen of the Year, a person who just got off work walking dogs for the Slow County Animal Shelter, that she is $250 richer for a restaurant month. Yeah. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. That's incredible news. I am so excited. I love Slow Ranch Market, and they've got such a great variety of food and drinks and all kinds of fun stuff. So good. Well, great. Well, listen, I'm going to have the city get a hold of you. You're going to get your $250, and I can't thank you enough for being Up and Adam here. This is great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Adam. It's definitely great to talk to you, and I appreciate the prize for sure.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, she was awesome. I love that. Restaurant Month going on right now. Whether it's a brewery, a winery, cafe, local spot, they're rolling out deals. We're talking discounted dishes, happy hour steals, full-on pre-fee menus. You got to go check out visitslow.com/restaurant month, because restaurants can choose to do whatever they want. Some restaurants are just saying, hey, 20% off the bill. Some are saying, hey, this off this, or, maybe go to Bon Tom's and eat, 2 people eating breakfast for $40, including drinks. It's so cool what restaurants are doing. Because look, January, usually a slower month for restaurants. So this is the perfect excuse to show some love to those places that keep slow delicious year round. Maybe finally hit that spot you've always been talking about, or maybe order something different at a spot that you frequent. Restaurants actually saw a 4% year-over-year bump in sales tax revenue. That is real impact. I love what the city is doing. I love the city has partnered up again with Up and Adam, and you've been hearing it all month long here, whether it's on the show or socials. Get a full list of who's in, what they're offering. Go to visitslow.com/restaurant month. Tip well, pace yourself, maybe loosen that belt a notch, because January in Slow, it is a whole lot tastier.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, today's conversation, one of those that doesn't just live in your head, it lands in your body. My guest today, DJ Hesta Prynne, an internationally acclaimed DJ, also a licensed therapist, also the host of the iHeart podcast, Music is Therapy. She's someone who understands that music isn't just background noise. It's identity. It's memory. It's grief. It's healing. And sometimes possibly all at once. From losing an entire collection and losing a sense of self to using playlists as a way to safely process things like sadness, rage, joy. It's a conversation about trust, transition, and the songs that shape who we are, and not just that, who we're becoming. This is great. Welcome to the show, DJ Hesta Prynne. Thank you for being up and Adam, Hesta.
I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, this is going to make you feel comfortable right at home in the morning.
Let's go.
I love it. Now, there are songs. Do I call you Hesta? What do I call you?
Yeah, call me Hesta.
Hesta, thank you. There's songs that we don't just like listen to, that we kind of return to them, like old rooms in the house of who we were. What's one song that, like, no matter when or where you hear it, pulls you back into like a former version of you? And what do you think that version still wants to say?
Wow, what a profound question, Adam. This is my therapy session, isn't it? But everybody's listening. So when I hear just about anything off of the Beastie Boys' second album, Paul's Boutique, I know exactly who I am. I'm in high school. I'm walking around New York City, dreaming of what it could be like to be a professional artist. I don't know what the modality is or the medium. I don't know what I'm going to do. I certainly didn't think I could be a DJ growing up, when I did. But it's me thinking, God, this sounds like so much fun. What is it like to, mix records and create all these sounds and make art out of this with your friends? That was my dream.
Yeah. Do you think we kind of outgrow these songs that we love, or do they evolve with us?
I don't think we outgrow songs. I think songs are frozen in our body in a way. And I think that they're a really good indicator of places where we need to pay attention. So, we all have our songs that we put on when we feel sad. When we feel sad, we put on a sad song, right? I put on Tori Amos that attunes to me. This idea of attunement. When you're sad, you put on a sad song. If you put on a happy song, it makes you feel bad. You put on the sad song first, then you settle your nervous system because the artist attunes to you, then you move on to the happy song. So when I put on Tori Amos, Pretty Good Year, that's a sad song for me. It takes me back to being a teenager during, not a great, I guess, period of my life, relatively speaking. And the pain lives in the body. That always is there. And it when I hear the song, it brings me back there, and I can cry, or I can like sort of visit with that sadness and maybe heal a little bit of it. And then I move on to something else. But I don't know that there will ever be a time when I can listen to Pretty Good Year and it means something different to me. I think I would have to do a lot of work around that song, reprogramming it to match a different part of my life. And I don't know that I really want to.
Your show starts with this radical premise that the song you can't stop playing might not be random. It might be a clue. Is there a time in your life, and maybe that Tori Amos is kind of it, where music cravings, they said something about you before you could even really identify it in yourself?
Absolutely. I have been writing a lot about the 90s on my Instagram and in my Substack because that was really the music of my teen years. And the music of our teen years is wired into our brains and our nervous systems in a different way than any other music we'll ever listen to. That's why everybody thinks the best music is the music of their teen years. And I'm one of those people too.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I remember when Courtney Love, I say her name and I got chills in my body. Now, whether you are a fan or you are not a fan, when you saw Courtney, I have chills out of my whole body saying this. When you saw Courtney on MTV and you saw what she looked like in the baby doll dress, and you saw what we now call performing ugliness, and you saw the rage, whether it was put on or not, nobody could put that on, and you were a girl of that generation, it woke something up in you. We came from this generation where, we're from the pre-Me Too era, where girls were kind of supposed to be a certain thing. I remember Fiona Apple talking about this so much. And there were only certain sort of identities really available to us. And then all those women, Shirley Manson, Gwen Stefani, they all showed up at the same time. Alanis, the leader, whether you think she was a package or not, which she wasn't, but they all showed up at the same time, and they all said with their music the same thing to us, which was use your voice. Be angry. You take up space. And it was overwhelming in messaging. And I think it shifted the identity of so many women and men and people in between of that generation.
Some people, like Alton said, right? Sad songs say so much. Some people journal.
Yeah.
Some people scream into the wind. But a lot of us grieve through playlists, playing the same maybe 5, 15 sad songs until something inside us shifts. What have you learned about grief by watching people process that through music?
Beautiful question. The space needs to be contained, and it needs to be safe, and it needs to be slow in order for grief to show up. I know that I'm a therapist, and I know that. And so if we're going to use a song like Nothing Compares to You, right? Like a Phil Collins song, if we're going to use a song as a way to allow ourselves to grieve, I do something in my live event called Pity Party, where I play a certain type of music and I create a safe space for people to cry or for people to, revisit their grief in a safe way. If we're going to do it, we have to contain it. And some of these songs, in the way that they develop, Florence and the Machine is a great example of this, grief music that dips into sadness but can also dip into power. It takes us on the ride and it doesn't let us go too far into the hole. You know what I mean? I think when you're listening to a playlist about grief, it almost always ends in an uplifting way. Or maybe when you've touched on it and it's safe and it feels good, and you've processed some of it, then you're ready to come up and out. You don't want to go like too deep into the hole and leave them there as a DJ or a curator. You want to just give them enough space to let some of it out, heal some of it, revisit some of it, and now let's come up. Grief doesn't, disappear. It doesn't heal. The wish that it didn't happen will never be, right? Acceptance is not, oh, I'm glad I had this loss. Acceptance is, I wish this didn't happen, and I live and walk in the world side by side with that wish. And I think a song can help you do that.
Yeah. Wow. Your podcast has to really explores identity and how much music shapes who we are and kind of who we're becoming. Is there a time in your own life where you kind of realize, I'm in my mid-40s, I think back to the 90s, when you were using music to kind of try on a new identity before you had the words for it,
Yeah, absolutely. The thing about being a kid when we were kids, right? Because it sounds like we're about the same age, is that we were taught, I was taught, certainly, you were a hip hop kid, you were a rock kid, you were a goth kid. That was it. That was you now and forever. If you went to the Marilyn Manson show, like that's all for you. You're never going to be anyone different. And the sort of gift and the curse, as Jay-Z would say, of that is that if you cleaned out your record collection and started listening to something completely different, you knew what costume to put on, what friends to have, and who to be. And I do that as a DJ. But when I went to college, I went to Oberlin College, I had a book of CDs. Remember a book of CDs, a Case Logic book?
Oh my God, yeah.
And I was coming home for Thanksgiving or something, and I had all my CDs, and I was very serious about my collection, which is very expensive. CDs were quite expensive. And I accidentally left it on the airplane. Oof. And they wouldn't let me go back to get it. This is almost unimaginable in the days of streaming. But this was, I lost who I was. This was like transformational. I lost who I was. I was like, well, now what am I going to do? Oh. I can't rebuy every one of those records. I can't burn them onto, it was kind of before that moment. And so I said, I'm going to change who I am. I'm going to try on a new identity.
What a story.
And I started to buy new records. I started to buy classic rock records. I started to buy sort of modern hip hop albums that I never would have bought. I bought music, pop music that I would have previously thought was like wildly uncool. I was like, I'm going to buy this and check this out. And creating a record collection from scratch when I was 19, I think is a big part of why I'm such an eclectic music fan. I no longer had the luxury to sort of like just be this New York City kid who only listened to like these 10 records and dressed in this way. Like, I didn't have the records anymore. And so listening to, dance albums and listening to pop records changed how I felt inside because the songs sounded different. And I think when you change how you feel inside, you change what clothes you reach for. You change what person you would talk to on the subway platform. I don't have to talk to someone who looks like you. I could talk to someone who looks like you. And I became almost like a chameleon. And that's really who I am today. I really am a chameleon, and I can talk about any genre of music, and I can talk about consciousness, and I can talk about, shopping.
That is a crazy story. That's an amazing story.
Yeah, it's a funny story, isn't it? I should tell that on my podcast. I've never told that story. I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you. I'm glad I, kind of spurred that. That's really neat. In there, you talk about CDs. I want to talk about, we're going to go a little bit before that, talk about mixtapes.
Yes. Ooh.
We all have relationship songs, but some of them, we realize as we get older, they outlast the people that they were about originally.
Yes.
I remember, I swear, I was thinking about it. I had a girlfriend back in the early mid-90s, and then later on, I got a chance to meet. Now I'm friends with Delius of All For One. I swear, it takes on a full-on different kind of meaning, when you're backstage with them, and and then there's so much other love and that you have after that when you're just so young. So. Is there music, and what is that dynamic of a song that used to belong to someone else, but over time it becomes something just for us?
Yes. Well, I think, listen, if you listen to the same records over and over and over in different places in your life, you can show up and let yourself go back to the place, like me with the Tori Amos albums, but you can also, wire them to a new place. If you're going to listen to the same artist for 40 years and you're not always going to cry the same crying, it's going to bring you somewhere else. And I think that, I play the same records sometimes. Like there's records that every DJ plays. I've been playing the same records for, 20 years. There's records that work in every single room, and I play them in every single room. Do they still feel the same way that they felt when I connected? No, because now they're attached to every single one of those parties that I played. Now that song, Usher, no longer means I went to Crowbar and got kicked out of the VIP, which is what it used to mean. What it means now is like, oh, this is that throwback that will make every single person dance in this goofy, funny way. Yeah. And today, am I going to play it into Turn Down for What? Am I going to play it into, Nelly Furtado? Like, where am I going with this? It's more like a tool that I use to make people dance. So to me, it feels like, that's one of my magical DJ tricks.
Yeah. You talk about turning, going into music, and I had a band on the show yesterday. They're called Brass Smash, and they're like a big brass band, but they do like Britney into Black Sabbath, and
that's cool.
They're freaking unbelievable. And as we're playing out here in March, my point is they have turned this language with the audience of that transition. And they got this from people like you, DJs. That transition, whether it's that 20 seconds of instrumentation of the next song into it, or it's just like a quick, cold kind of, but there's something that becomes alive in you when a transition just hits you, the mood, the floor, the right way. It's like cortisol overload. It's incredible.
It's the best thing ever. And essentially, you have to make people feel safe enough to ride with you into that transition. Because the people riding the transition in the way that you're talking is them throwing themselves, their vulnerability over to you, saying, take me where you want. I trust you. Take me. Let's go. If you're not a good DJ, they will not ride that transition with you. And if you are not a good therapist, not creating that safe space, they will not ride into that next moment with you. But that's what my entire career is. I'm saying, I got you. I see you. I'm going to meet you where you are. I'm going to make you have fun and feel safe. Maybe we're going to cry. Maybe we're going to laugh. Whatever, it feels good. You're going to love it. Now come on my ride.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing as a DJ for a long time. That's what I do as a therapist. And on this show, Music is Therapy, the iHeart podcast, that's what I'm doing. I'm saying, come on my ride, meet some people who are going to help you change your life, but I'm still me. I got you. Here's some playlists with some dope songs. I'm going to tell you some fun stories.
So rad. And you're such a rad girl. I have therapy. I got to tell you, therapy is my best habit. I love it.
Yes.
I do it weekly. And I think it's so cool that you kind of capture both of these worlds. So this is awesome. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I'd love to cross paths with you again because this was just far too short.
Well, why don't you message me and have me on anytime? Listen to my podcast and have me come back on. We'll talk again in a couple weeks.
I love it. Well, I got all the links to your show, all the links to your show in the show notes here. Hesta, this has been, you get this. There we go.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you for being Up and Adam. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
All right, big thanks to Hesta for being Up and Adam, for bringing that rare mix of kind of healing, head-nodding truth. You want to go deeper into her work, her podcast, Music is Therapy, it's a must. It's unconventional therapy for those who want to look at their entire life in a new kind of fresh way and the way music applies to it. It's available now on iHeart, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. She's got episodes that dive into money, self-worth, grief, career, relationships, all through the lens of music, memory, identity. Got links to her Instagram, to her website, all that stuff right in the show notes. So check it out. All right. Inching closer to the weekend, getting warmer. Beautiful morning, beautiful day today in SoCal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's Friday. Can't wait. You've earned it. The weekend is just about upon us. Want to thank our friends Moonshiner Collective for original music on the show called Start Again. Also want to thank our friends at Timbre Winery. You can taste their wines in the village of Arroyo Grande. World-class wines. Love what they're up to. Again, that improvisation, that sparkling rosé, that's been my jam recently, for sure. Taste their wines, Timbre, Timbre, timbrewinery.com. And I thank them for the Timbre Lobro Studios. All right. Also, thank you to you for rating, reviewing, subscribing to the show wherever you're listening to it. Okay. Wherever you're listening to it, sharing it with a friend, letting others kind of discover this community here. It means a ton. So thank you more than you know. Till tomorrow, again, where it will be Friday. I'm Adam Montiel. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you for being Up and Adam.
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start